Alright, so next we're going to be installing an ENB, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It'll involve some off-site, off-nexus places to go to get the ENB, but it's really easy, really simple. So let's go pop this up. We'll go to Google, and then we'll type in Skyrim ENB in the Google search, and TES Skyrim SE right here is what we want. And we're going to go down to right here. Now these are the latest versions of the ENB series. Now there's two things that come with an ENB. There's the ENB series, which is this here, and then there's an ENB preset. So there's two differences. The ENB series is almost like the host that will combine with the ENB preset to give you the lighting effect that you want. So ENBs drastically change the way your game looks, but it can also drastically change the way your game performs too, depending on how powerful your PC is. So keep that in mind. But to start off with, you always want to install the ENB series first, and you always want to get the latest version, and the latest version will always be the top number here. So we want version 0.494. It'll take you to another page. This is all gobbledygook. Don't worry about it. Just scroll all the way down to the very bottom till you see the downloads tab here. Hit it, and bam, download. So what you'll do is you'll open up the archive. Let's minimize this. And once again, open up your Skyrim folder. Just pull it over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on the wrapper version of the ENB series, and you're going to take all of this stuff except the two text files. So these, the README and the licensing. You don't need those. Those are just texts. They do nothing for the game. So if you want to just pull them all in because you want, you can. You don't have to. Now, because there's a data folder in this archive folder and there's a data folder in your Skyrim's folder, what's going to happen is, because they're two folders with the exact same name, when you pull this stuff over here, all the stuff in this data folder will automatically copy itself into this data folder. So just overwrite anything it asks you to overwrite. So we're going to pull them all over here to your Skyrim main game folder. And of course, because we have two data folders and that one's going to overwrite what's in this data folder, just go to replace the files in this destination. And that's it. You now have the ENB series installed. So now that we have the ENB series installed into the game, we're going to want to get a preset. And there's two ENB presets that I switch back and forth from. And one is Berserker and another one is Pai Cho. Berserker just had some updates to it, and it's not really working the way I want it to on my one, and that might be my fault. But I know Pai Cho is working for sure, so we're going to go with the Pai Cho one. So we'll go back here to let's click on the Nexus here. Bam. Go back to Skyrim Special Edition. And I'm just going to type in Pi-Cho, and it's one of the main ones right here. So this ENB is really good for interior lighting. It's nice for exteriors, but it's not. I like Berserker for the exterior, but Berserker for some reason, like I said, it's not working for me properly. It hasn't been. So I've been sticking with Pi-Cho for now. And with Pi-Cho, or with any ENB presets, you're going to get some that are simple, and then there's some that give you a bunch of different options. If we click on the files here, you're going to see there's a whole bunch of different presets. So don't get intimidated by them. What they are is basically whatever weather mod you like using. There's an ENB kind of to go with some weather mods. So there's vanilla weathers. There's Pi-Cho for Nat ENB 2 or 3, sorry. Cathedral weathers. I normally use Obsidian weathers, so we're going to go with the Obsidian weather version. And again, it's another manual install, and you're basically just going to copy what you did with the ENB series to install it onto your Skyrim folder. So this is the one we want. I want Pycho Hyper Edition for Obsidian Weathers. So we're going to click manual download. And let me just go up here real quick to the description. Like I said, always check the requirements. Now for here, all of these are not required. What these are is it's letting you know you need one of these weather mods to get the intended effect, other than ENB helper, which is a hard requirement. You need this, but you don't need this. You don't need this. You need one of them. You don't need them all. These are all weather mods, and you can't use two weather mods at the same time. So it's just saying pick one of these weather mods. And like I said, we're going to go with Obsidian Weathers. So we're going to go back down and go to Obsidian Weathers Edition. So that means once you install this edition, you also need to install Obsidian Weathers in your mod manager, and we'll do that too. That's something you can do right off the Nexus. So we're going to manual download, and just for the sake of the video, I'm going to open up a tab for Obsidian Weathers too, because we're going to be installing that. But yeah, we're going to continue to download. And we're going to go to slow download, of course. It's not a big file though, so it won't take long to download at all. While it's doing that, I already have Obsidian Weathers on here. So, like I've been showing you, just download it, install it. So Obsidian Weathers, we're going to enable. And that's there, that's installed. So that's installed. Let's check out our download. Let's go back here. And we're going to check this out. And we're going to open up the archive. And once again, all we're going to do is sometimes they give you different options. So you have a performance option. So if you don't have a very powerful PC, you'll just click on there and you'll have these are the different ones. So very high, medium, low, default. Oops, sorry. So Skyrim SE folder. You see you have ENB series here. So basically all you're going to do, so this is just the basic. It's not a performance friendly option, it's just the basic one. So what we'll do is we'll click on that, and then we'll grab all of these 3 files, and as you can see, we've already got an ENB series folder, and there's an ENB series folder here. This one has the specific lighting tweak settings for his for Pycho's lighting. So once you pull this over, it's going to change the settings in this one for him. And if you ever are going to install another ENB, let's say you install it and you don't really like the lighting, I'm going to show you what you do to uninstall an ENB so you can reinstall another one. So we're going to drag these over, allow it to overwrite anything it wants. Okay, and that's it. So we now have Obsidian Weathers installed. We have ENB Pycho's preset for Obsidian Weathers. Now, in the case that you're not happy with the lighting, you don't like how the ENB looks, I'll get out of here, Discord. What you can do is you just delete all the ENB files. So if you ever want to remove your ENB and start new, you're going to highlight ENB series. You're going to highlight the d3d11.dll file, the file underneath it, d3d compiler 46e dll, and in all of these files here that say ENB, right to that. Make sure you don't delete anything else. Once we launch ENB, there will be another folder for ENB, I believe, but just look for all the files that say ENB on them. And these 2 files here, these 2 DLL files. Don't delete this top one, just delete these. Just keep an eye on that. If you ever need to refer back to this video, just refer back to this video before you delete anything if you're not sure. And basically you would just right click on it and hit delete. And then you would take your ENB series, remember that what we downloaded, the ENB series folder, and you're just going to open that back up and just throw that back into your Skyrim folder for a blank slate, and then find another preset and just overwrite it like we just did here. Simple enough. So we now have the ENB series installed, and we have overwritten the ENB series with an ENB preset, which was PyChos. Now, when we go back to his page, always read, because even though he had recommendations here, there could be more things that he has done to, or any other mod author too. So always just check here and see if there's anything else they recommend you install. So like here, installation and discussion. Install ENB helper. Yes, we know that. PyCho, yeah. Install ENB binaries. Install ENB particle patch. So he suggests you install the ENB particle patch, and I think I might have that already here. ENB. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, let's get rid of this. See, there's an old Berserker file here for ENB. I don't want that on there. We don't want that there. No, get out of there. Disregard that. Pretend that this never happened right here. Particle patch. Particle patch for ENB. So I already have this installed. I don't know how. Yeah, that's weird that that's installed. But yeah, so just go on to the page. Well, I'll still walk you guys through it. So ENB particle page or patch. Click on it. You'll go here. It's this one here. Files. Actually, you know what? Ooh, it's a good thing I'm going to walk you guys through this because we want to make sure we get the right version. So you want version 1.2.3, and that's for Skyrim Special Edition. So let's find that here. 1.2.3. So it's this one here. 1.2.3. Make sure you download this one. That way we know it will work for version 1.597. And then you just hit Mod Manager. You know what to do from there. And install it. So from there, particle patch, interior lighting mod. So Lux, we can use Lux. And enhance lighting FX if you want to use that. So for the video purposes, we're going to open it up in a new tab. And we're going to check this out. So Lux, what Lux does is it casts light rays through windows. It'll add lanterns, like almost like street lights throughout Skyrim. So, you know, the main roads, they'll all have like lanterns set up along the roads, almost like street lights of today, but, you know, back in their time. So remember, always check requirements. So Lux VIA is required for this. So we'll check it out. And like I said, here we go. See, it sort of adds like lanterns along the main parts of the road, almost like street lights. It's really cool immersive mod, and I like it a lot. And yeah, so we'll download this. Make sure we check the requirements for this. This mod does not have any dependencies. So we'll come here, Lux, main faux mod. So you want this one. I already have it installed, or not installed, but downloaded. So you know, do that. Download this, install it, then come to the other Lux one here that we originally clicked on. Get the main file, download and install it. So let's see here. I'm pretty sure I have Lux here. Yep, so I have Lux here. So we'll install this. And see here, ENB resources. Lux resource pack includes both lanterns and post-resource assets ENB Lite compatible version. So we're using ENB, so I would just go with the ENB. And then this one is the resources. No ENB Lite version. So we'll go with the first version. Less lanterns, so you can just make it less lanterns so they'll spread more out. I have no idea what the He-Man patch is. I've never clicked it. These are the compatibility patches. So if you have certain lands and stuff installed, but we don't have any of these things installed, so we're going to skip them. And same with here. We don't have any of this stuff installed, so we're going to skip it. That's installed. Then we're going to install this one. I don't believe this one has a foam mod. And a foam mod just means more options once you install it. Oh, it does have a foam mod. Okay, so we don't have anything extra installed, so we don't have any reason to tinker with any of this stuff if you've been following along my video. And again, we don't have any grass things installed, so we'll skip that. We don't have any of these things installed, so we'll skip that. And we don't have any of these areas here installed, and this is a lot of stuff, so yeah, we don't have none of this stuff installed, so we'll skip that. Again, skip all that. Again, skip all that. Language, don't touch anything if you're English. Just go to finish. Okay, so now that we have Lux installed, the next one that he suggests is enhanced light for ENB. I don't think this is around anymore. Yeah, so it's gone. It's not needed. It won't really change the look of your game that much. Basically, the options that he's suggesting you use just makes your interiors a little darker. And I actually have enhanced light FX. I still have it. So I'll just install it. But it doesn't do anything much other than just making your interiors darker. See, because you're not really going to mess with none of this stuff. See, darkens interiors a little bit. Other than that, I'm not going to mess with none of this stuff. And I'm not going to mess with none of this stuff. And I mean, you can, this is a patch just to make torches look different. I don't really mess with it. I just leave it as it is. And I believe that's it. Install, oh, enhance volumetric lighting shadows mod for community. Okay, so he also wants us to install. I don't mess with any of the shadow stuff, but I do like this, enhance volumetric lighting. Open that up. What? What are you talking about? Okay, that's strange that the page won't open, but I have it. So EVALS, EVALS, enhance volumetric lighting. Now, because I can't open up the page for some reason, if there are multiple versions in the download page, just remember you want version 1.3.1 for your version of Skyrim that we're using. I'll try one more time. I'll click on the mod author itself. Users. Click on this. Okay, there we go. Enhanced volumetric lighting. Files. Yeah, so there's only one file here. So yeah, same old thing here. Install or download, install. And we will install, enable. Bam. So that's it. So now we installed quite a few mods. So I don't suggest going any further until you start the game to make sure your game's going to launch properly. So we're going to launch the game and see how it looks. And you'll know right away if the ENB is working because even the title screen will look different. Like the lighting for the title screen will look different. Now, the first time you load up an ENB, depending on your hardware, this could take several minutes before the Skyrim logo pops up. So don't worry, don't freak out if you think your game froze. It's taking a second to compile all the lighting and settings that you've just installed into your game. So just sit back, chill out for a couple minutes. If it's taking too long, don't worry, don't panic. Just give it some time. I've got a pretty powerful PC, and it still takes my computer like a minute or so to get it running. See, it says in the top left corner, ENB compiling shaders. Please wait. delete E. Oh, here we go. Now, once we get to the Skyrim logo, it should look like the lighting should look different. Yeah, see, look how bright that is. So we now know that the ENB is at least installed and working. We'll start the game up and see what it looks like. And there we go. That looks way better. Way, way better. Way, way, way better. Now, you will have these letterbox lines at the top and the bottom. I'll show you how to remove those. That's not a permanent thing. Let's take a look inside a house here just to see what the interior looks like. See? Just makes the interiors look a little darker, which I find more realistic. And as you can see, Lux is working. You've got your sun rays coming through the roofs here, and if there's like windows with strong enough light coming through, they'll make like little light rays. Now, to get rid of these letterboxes, what you do is you hit Shift and Enter at the same time. Well, Shift and then Enter, and you'll get an ENB window in here. So you can tweak some ENB settings in here if you don't like depth of field. And what depth of field is, if you're looking at an object up close, like let's say I want to look at this piece of meat here, sometimes it'll make the background blurry just so you can focus your eyes on that. You can turn that off by going here to enable depth of field and turning it off or clicking it on. But to get rid of these letterboxes here, I believe we have to go to ENB effects here, I believe, and it's somewheres in this section, I believe. Enable ULT, enable. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Letterbox, enable letterbox. See, now they're gone. See, there's a letterbox, gone. Here, gone. So here, that's where you go. So if you don't like that letterbox effect, I'll show you one more time which group it's under. It is under ENB effects, post pass FX. So come here, scroll down a bit, look for letterbox. I went too far. Letterbox here, and it's gone. Now to save it, just hit here and go to save configuration. It might take a sec. Don't worry, your game hasn't froze. It's just doing its thing to save your settings here. So don't freak out. And it's done. And then again, just hold Shift and then hit Enter, and it'll remove your menu. And now we have the wide menu here. And that's it, guys. That's how you install an ENB. Simple, not hard at all. So next, I think what we'll work on is, we'll probably work on, what do I want to work on next? And so what we'll probably do is we'll work more on our character now. So yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. So now we'll work on the physics, the body physics. So as you can see, physics and animations is what we'll work on next. So as you can see, there's really no body physics. There's no kind of movement with the body in motion. So what we'll do is we'll start working on the physics.